Hey everybody, Aubrey here. This video is going to show you my 3 top ways to always nail your shoulder stand. And these tips are what have helped me become a really successful fitness competitor over the years. I've been competing for well over a decade and I love strength moves on the floor, and I never have any doubt in my mind that I can nail a shoulder stand. Now, with that being said, sometimes mistakes happen. Absolutely. We're human, I'm human. So not to worry. But bottom line, whenever we're doing anything neck related, practice common sense. If you have high blood pressure, glaucoma, any cervical spine issues, shoulder stands probably aren't for you, as well as elbow balances or headstands. So exercise caution. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a transformation specialist, TV fitness expert, and exercise physiologist. So I blend all of those wonderful things into my dancing and my fitness training. All right, let's get to it. Number 1, after you're all warmed up, and I'll have a video that will help you warm up your neck and strengthen your neck. Number 1 is to practice your tripod elbow balance. Okay, so I want you to check out how I do my tripod headstand or elbow balances. And you could do whatever variation you want, maybe just a regular tripod or using your elbows in a more traditional yoga fashion. Now, what this is going to teach us is how to bone stack. So let me show you. I'm going to show you the traditional version, and I am on tile floor to prove to you that once you get confident using a mat and a spotter, then you could literally do this anywhere. And I want you to think of like how break dancers, what they do, right? They're on concrete. So I'm going to create my base. You want to make sure that you have the understanding of how to create your base. And you're going to start to practice this in your socks, sliding and gliding your hips up until you hover. Guys, this hover is so important, okay? And what I notice a lot of times is when people, are not proficient in their shoulder stand, is that they don't bone stack and they don't have, they're not acclimated to understanding just yet how to hover. Now, so that's number 1, is to practice your balances. And for another view, you can also practice creating a little elbow shelf. Now notice I didn't do 1 foot at a time. I am thinking about finding where my hips start to stack on top of my head so that I can find that hovering point. After you're done with your neck warm up, that is an excellent way to then do an extension of your warm up before you attempt your shoulder stand. All right, so have fun with that. Number 2 is to actually think about pressing the side of your head into the floor. So I want you guys to try this little exercise with me. So it's like, this is a lot of times what I see people do. They're relaxing their neck and they're just kind of, they're getting really slouchy when they do a shoulder stand. You'll see what I mean in a second. And I really energetically have to create an isometric contraction in my traps, and I'm pushing the side of my head into the floor so I can have better spinal alignment. Now, when I do my shoulder stand, you're gonna say, oh, well, I still see that lateral flexion in your cervical spine. Not as much. You'll see the difference between totally relaxing the neck muscles and engaging it. So I want you to take about 10 repetitions when you're just activating the muscles around the cervical spine, and you are kind of warming up your traps for that. Okay, so let's see what I'm talking about. So this next part, when you get down to the floor, you saw in my other tutorial, like the floor has a secret. You want to make sure that it's not your cheek getting against the floor, and also keeps your skin better, right? Cleaner. So think about this, that you're pushing your temple into the ground. Okay, so that is, you can see my shoulder activating here, shoulder blade down the back. All right, and always do both sides, no matter what. You want to be an ambidextrous shoulder stander. Okay, so number 3 is, before you can actually just kind of pop up into a shoulder stand, is working on a leg swing. A leg swing that helps you bone stack. And this is going to be helpful. I recommend you guys to videotape yourself 360 view, have somebody video you to see how you're bone stacking, and can you relate it to that first example that I gave with your elbow balance or your tripod. So in my first tutorial that I posted, I was talking about how the floor has a secret, not your cheek, but the temple, and that how you are going to swing that leg up, and that's where the float happens. Now, I feel that I'm proficient in my shoulder stand, so there's going to be an element where my foot does maybe get disengaged sooner than you would think. All right. And I'm going to give you a bonus one, okay? My bonus tip, and I see people do shoulder stands all different ways, but this is what has helped me personally nail my shoulder stands in all my fitness routines, is the placement of the arm that's closest to you right now. All right, so watch where I'm doing this. As I'm swinging, this is kind of representative of what my elbow balance was, or my tripod. Now, you guys saw before that I do straighten out my bottom arm, okay? But I really like to have my hand about lip chin level, versus I see sometimes people take their hand out overhead, and I think that causes for a weight displacement, me personally. Whatever you like to rock, but I'm going to tell you, if consistency is the name of the game, that is where I'm going to recommend you really practice. So again, I want to keep my hand where I can see it, right, versus overhead, which you can see I'm not used to practicing that way, and that sends me into a backward roll. All right, comment, like, subscribe, do all that happy stuff. Let me know if this is helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.